Hey everyone, it's Jessica here from Cointelegraph, and today we're joined by Jan Christiansen, head of Undead Metaverse community. Jan is a pioneer in the world of NFT and crypto with over 6 years of experience as a community manager. He's been at the forefront of this industry since the early days. He is a true gaming aficionado with a passion for the fantastical and spooky, with a particular love of all things spine chilling. Whether he's fully immersed in the universe of Dungeons and Dragons or glued to the latest zombie flick, Jan's passion is truly contagious. It's because of this that we're excited to explore the world of the undead metaverse with him today. Hey Jan, how are you today? Welcome to Cointelegraph Live.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us.
Absolutely. We're happy to have you here today. Today, we'll discuss the challenges and opportunities for games, community building, and Web3. And we'll discuss the Undeads, a newly, massively multiplayer online role playing game with several unique features. If that sounds like a mouthful, don't worry. We have a quick video to introduce the Undeads Metaverse. Before we get started, I just want to remind our audience to please send us your questions in the chat and make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today's AMA will be formatted a little different, as you can see on the screen. As you can see on the screen today, we have a Wheel of Fortune with several themes to help steer the conversation for today's AMA. I think that each title speaks for itself. Maybe aside from the apocalypse test, which will be interesting. For each new question, Aaron will spin the wheel and we'll ask a question from that category. Jan, is there a section in the wheel that you're hoping to avoid?
Now they look interesting, all of them, as I see it, but we'll see what is behind the wheel.
Absolutely. Okay, well, by the way, you can skip one question if you like. This is also an interactive AMA, so again, a reminder to our audience to please send us your questions in the chat. And once the wheel lands on question from the audience, we'll ask the question from the chat. So let's begin. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. All right, so the wheel has landed on Undeads Metaverse. Jan, what is the Undeads Metaverse?
Um, what we have seen before in NFT space is small games where you had a few developers making a game. With Undead's Metaverse, we try to make a huge game, uh, a AA game, like you would play if it was not about crypto or NFTs or anything. It should be a real game, playable game. That's why we have partnered with some of the best studios in gaming space, and we combined what we have learned the last few years with NFTs and combined that with a real game for gamers. And it will be about zombies and humans, and we try to find out who will win in the end.
Sounds amazing. Sounds like a lot of fun. Um, Talking about fun, let's go back to our wheel and see what we get next. All right, let's spin the wheel. and we've landed on Web3 games. So, what are the main challenges in building Web3 gaming communities? Speaking from your experiences, how do you overcome those challenges?
The biggest challenge in the games I have bought myself and been involved in myself is it's a very big task to make a game that are fun to play and look good and something you want to invest your time in. It's not done by 5 developers doing it in their free time. So the next games we'll see that survive in the space will be by big studios with a lot of developers, with a lot of funds behind, and that's probably the only way that we will see a sustainable game is we get something made by a big player like we want to be, because games are not made in a few weeks. It takes years to make a game like ours.
Wonderful. Um, okay, let's go back to our wheel and see our following question. Player experience. So I've heard that you're currently running Potion Box Mint. Can you explain what that is and what users can now do on your platform?
Um, if you know NFTs, where you buy it's look like an image, but it have some properties attached to it, you can now mint our NFTs in tomorrow, and in a few hours, 3 hours, I think it is, we have the whitelist mint, and you buy an NFT, and inside that mystery box, you get the option to mint a zombie, and you get that character. You can play with it in the game, and you can resell it on marketplaces and look at it and use it as avatar on your Twitter, your Facebook, and where you have it. And that NFTs also grant you airdrop later, where you can mint a human. Um, yeah, that's what you are buying currently. And we are also trying to build the community. Uh, all about gaming is community and people having fun, and we try to add value to that community part. And you maybe ask later, I don't know, but we also have the virtual reality part where you get access to some small games, but community driven games where you can hang out with your NFTs, and yeah, that's it.
Got it. Absolutely. And can we elaborate more about like hanging out with your NFTs and your lounge spaces? Like, what is that like? And
Um,
why do you think it was important for the creators and developers to build a space within the game that included something like that?
we have seen in the NFT space that the community part is very strong, and people feel for their NFTs, but they did not have the game yet. But we still want to take that good part and include it in our universe. And the reason we want to do that is because yeah, people like to hang out. They build up friendship inside the game and in the community, and we think it will make the experience stronger to have those small games where people can hang out. Um, when we get going, we also will make that even stronger with some added value for the for the community to be part of that. And many teams are looking into metaverse, and probably no one have the final answer for that yet, but we want to be a strong player there and see how big we can make it. Also in the virtual reality metaverse area.
Absolutely. And those lounge spaces are great opportunities for you to connect to the community as well and learn how they're looking to enhance the game and maybe some of the things that they're looking to see for newer versions. So I think it's a great space to kind of connect with the community and hang out and kind of learn from the users as well. So I think that's
Yeah,
great.
for sure.
Let's go back to our wheel and see what the next question will be. All right. So we have Web3 question. What do you think are the next logical steps for development for blockchain games?
I think we will see more games like us that try to make a very big game, and they have the funds behind them before they go to public. We have already invested around I think it was $5 million dollars we have on the table already to make this a success, because people want the best game. They don't want to play a small game made by one two developers. It will be fun, maybe a few days, and that's it. If you want to make something people come back to, and something they tell around, and something that can grow for many years, yeah, you need to make it like it was the biggest game in the world. Nothing less is possible to attract the community.
Understood. So I see that there's a couple questions from our audience that we may want to try and answer.
Yeah.
Let's see if our wheel lands on question from the audience. But the following question, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. So, question. Undeads Metaverse question. How does your game differ from other play to earn games? And this is actually in line with a question from our audience. So, how does it differ from other games? And do you need to purchase anything to actually start earning as part of the game?
You can join the game and play some small parts without owning an NFT, but to get fully involved in the game, you need an NFT, and yeah, that's how it is. But as I said, some of the elements you can play with without. What differ us is probably that we try to make it a big game, and we put so much funds into it, and we have the best partners in the game space to lift this game to a level that will satisfy gamers and yeah, also crypto people as well. For the game economy, uh, it has been going on for some years now, where people have tried to make play to earn games, and it's not that easy because it have to be well balanced for inflation not to happen, and for people to actually gain the value you promise them. And we have partnered up with some people that try different scenarios and make the perfect balance in game economy. There will of course be some people that don't earn from it. They those people probably don't expect to earn. Some just want to play the game. Some want to get other value than the USD value. Uh, but there will be some players that are there to to earn, and it will be possible to have some income playing the game. But of course, for it to uh, end up matching in the end, some will use more than they earned. That's of course how it is, and hopefully we give those people uh, value in other ways.
Absolutely. And can you share more about like experience within the game, like some of the challenges or features that users can expect to experience?
Yeah, there will be different style in the game. If we talk about the multiplayer part, uh, it will be something where you can grow your character, like to say, where you can have buildings, you can add different weapons, you can master your skills and build alliances with other players, and it will be a real multiplayer area where you have to put in a lot of time to be the top dog in the game. And there will also be some areas where you play fast games with high intensity, where you just have to kill the other part.
So it sounds like there'll be a lot of opportunity to build uh, a community, to kind of work together to build an infrastructure, create new things within the game. So that sounds really fun and exciting. But moving on, let's go onto our wheel and see what the Wheel of Fortune has for us next. A little more personal. So, post apocalyptic scenarios have been among the most popular genres since, let's say, the 60s with Night of the Living Dead. And we can see from the latest craze with the TV show The Last of Us that this genre isn't going anywhere. It's something that truly fascinates us. In your opinion, why are we so attracted to post apocalyptic genres and scenarios?
It's probably part of the horror element where you want to be a little afraid, and also it's interesting to find out if you could survive, if it if you could not depend on our current society. But I think it's a bit different depending on what country you come from. When you talk to people from USA, they they have more access to weapon and that side of the survival, um, where they have those called preppers that kind of live their life to prepare for the zombies coming. I'm from Europe. We don't have that because it's so restricted for us to have weapons and things like that. When we talk about survival here, it's probably more to be able to grow our own food and maybe have a knife and fishing and all that. I have been, if you know the word, urban explorer for close to 20 years, I think. And I like that feeling where you can explore things without other people being around. I have been to Chernobyl many times and other abandoned areas, and there's just something fascinating to walk around and explore things. And I think also that element is something people can see in the zombie movies, at least The Walking Dead and things like that.
Yes, I think I agree with you completely. I think we're fascinated by this genre and the scenarios of the what ifs, because it gets us to think about what we would do in those scenarios. How would we react? And
Yeah.
and I agree, being able to kind of contemplate those without having to really live through it is something that's fascinating to all of us. So, I also wanted to go on. I read a comment about the undeads. There's a comment that we found under a YouTube video of the game. I wanted to share the comment and see if how you would respond, what your thoughts are. So the comment for this that we found was, as far as I know, such games are designed for scams. Usually they don't last long, or one can earn just very little money. Such games make people invest crypto and then burn them. I've stopped believing in this kind of thing since 2000s. They just changed the wrapping, but the meaning stays the same. What do you think about this comment and what would you say in response?
I have bought a lot of game NFTs and tokens and so on myself during the last 5 6 years. Uh, I'll not say I have become rich playing those games, but at least have had a lot of fun and learned a lot. Um, we try to take it to the next level with the game and with the community. But of course, everyone can figure out that you don't become a millionaire playing a game, but there will be some rewards, and for some people that will be a reward that means something, and for other people, if they already are financial stable, it will probably not mean that much to them. But as I said, it it should not be the reward that's getting you to play. It will hopefully be the game. And the reason why we have the rewards is because there's also a competition element in it. It's like old games where you had to take the high score, at least above your friend, and people should maybe see the rewards a bit like a high score, where where you have to maximize your profit, also because you get the bragging rights, and you are the best player in the game, and then you could maybe earn a little, but don't don't make it your main focus.
Of course. And I think one of the major rewards in games like this, especially being part of the Web3 space, is that there will be continuous opportunities for growth. So advancements, the game will, I, I assume, will change, and the developers will add new features as the game progresses. So that truly within itself is a reward.
Yeah, that's right. There will be some for the big investors that can earn a bit more, some buildings and so on. But for the average gamer, it will be fine rewards, but not something that could change your life in regards of financial income.
Of course, absolutely. Well, let's go back to our wheel and see what we have next. Ooh, the apocalypse test. Here we go. So, Jan, you're at home, you hear the emergency sirens, zombie apocalypse is about to begin. What three things would you grab right away?
I have family, so I plan to take them with me as as a start, and then if it was possible to stay at home, it will probably be the best part to start a journey in the zombie world, because you have all your stuff there. But if you had to go, you need a weapon of some kind. In Denmark, we have no weapons, so I'll probably have to improvise, take a kitchen knife, and then I would take a bag with some canned food, and yeah, it, it depends what how the world is. If the phones still work, I'll bring that one.
Yes, kitchen knife, your phone,
Some
and
canned
some
food.
food to survive a few days. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I think those are solid answers and probably what I would go for as well. Um, yes. Again, I love those scenarios. It's just really exciting to think of like different things that we would do if something like that happened. So let's go to our fortune wheel and see what question we have next. Player experience. We've heard that you've recently partnered with Warner Brothers and Wabi Sabi Sound, known for its blockbuster games such as BioShock, Left 4 Dead 2, Dead Space 2. How do these partnerships enhance the game quality and gamer experience?
I have been following some games where they kind of made all themselves, and because when you make a game, you have to remake so many things that it just take a lot of time. And when you partner with people that have experience, they have the made games already, they have a library of things they can use already. You skip some of the parts where you have to refactory everything, and it will help you make the game on time. Uh, I have been involved in good games where it almost killed the game because they had to refactor some major parts, and it just takes too much time. So experience and partner with people that have the setup ready, just to have the computers ready, the software ready, the people ready, everything is ready. Uh, so that's probably the biggest part of having good partners, is that you start running from day one, instead of using a year to set up the infrastructure just to make a game.
Absolutely. Yes, and just from the trailers that I've seen, I think it's going to be an amazing game. I know the sound quality is phenomenal, the visual, the artistry. It looks like you've put a lot of work into this game. How long have you been working on producing the game? And I know you are about to start your minting process, but I know the community is really excited to see the game unfold. Do you have like a roadmap or timeline on as to when that may be happening?
We have a updated roadmap on our homepage, but we plan to show the in-game clips in around 1 month. They should be ready for public there. And when we build our community, some will be more connected to us, and people we can interact with, and they are very interested in the game. They will get some beta testing options if they want to be a part. And as you said before about the trust in the game and all that, it's of course people want to show proof, and they want to see the working game already now, and that's how it is. That's a part of it, and we of course as soon as possible plan to show things to people, so they can be involved, and they can gain trust in us, and yeah.
Great. Well, let's go to our fortune wheel and see what other questions we have in stored. Another task question. Jan, do you have any scavenging skills? Anything to help you survive an apocalyptic doomsday?
Uh, I'll not say I'm an expert, but I have been, as I said before, into urban exploration, where I go out with two or three friends, and we stay there for a long weekend, and we sleep on site in abandoned castles, in the catacombs in Chernobyl and places like that. So at least I know I can survive in 3 days in an abandoned environment. Yeah.
Amazing. Wonderful. Well, let's go to our fortune wheel and see what question we have next. Web3 question: what steps have you taken to ensure that your game continues uh, to grow over time and that the community remains active even as players come and go?
As I said, we have the roadmap on the homepage, but because we invest so much in this game engine and the universe and all that, we of course plan to keep it running for many years, and also add more features, more game options, and in NFT space and crypto, and actually also in gaming. The community is all. So we will put a lot of effort into to making sure the community are heard and they get what they request, and also take their feedback to make it even stronger. At the moment, we of course have a lot of work on the table, so we could put more into the community work. That's why I'm hired to help lift that part. But we will add even more uh, people and information and content as fast as possible.
Great. Well, we have time for one last question, and I want to make sure that we ask from our audience chat. There is a very interesting question here that I'm intrigued by. How will the reproduction of zombies take place?
Yeah, that's a good question. The technical part is that you mint a new zombie. I have not seen the in-game thing. I hope the developers have made something special. How it actually going to happen? I have not seen myself, but yeah, it will be interesting to find out. The technical part is boring, but the in-game could be a bit more fun. I agree.
Wonderful. Well, Jan, I just want to thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your passions and insights into the world of the Undead Metaverse. I understand tomorrow is Undead's public mint. Can you share with
Yes.
the community how they can participate in the NFT drop?
Um, because we have seen there is quite of a bit of interest for our game, we have decided that one wallet only can buy one NFTs, so there should be uh, some for everyone. The way you do is the easiest way is to have MetaMask installed, and we can help with that in our community on Discord if needed. And you need to add around zero point 0.1 Ethereum, and then you can buy one NFT, and then you are kind of ready for the game. You get a mystery box, and that box you can wheel for the zombie, and I think it's after 1 month we also drop a option for you to get a free human, so you get two NFTs buying one.
Absolutely. And one thing that we discussed before the show that I thought was really interesting is this concept of the mystery box and the collector's opportunity to keep the mystery box a mystery.
Yeah, that's right. You you could decide not to open the mystery box. Then you don't know the rarity of the zombie. The reason why you some would do that is because some buy to resell, and the resale value would probably be higher if you don't open the box. Let's say you open the box and you get the lowest rarity. You of course can't get that much payment for it. But if someone think that the box could hold a legendary zombie, then they are kind of more willing to pay a little more if the mint have sold out and you hold the only box not opened.
Absolutely. And it's also an experience, which is great. Well, Jan, I just want to say thank you again for joining us today for this AMA. And thank you to our audience for being interactive and sending along your questions. I also want to remind everyone to please subscribe to the Cointelegraph's YouTube channel. We do AMAs like this quite frequently. Thank you, Jan. And thanks again to our audience. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.